because you want a good woman or because you want this house, you're going to put yourself in a place to get that house. So you're going to become a better man. You're going to become, more financially stable.
You just think about it when you're driving your car. If your wheels ain't spinning all at the same time, you start to feel that shit all in the wheel.
Oh, I've been there.
You be like, yo, I'm about to run off the damn road. And like similar like that, just in life, bro. If everything ain't going in the right direction, if your mind ain't in the right place, or your physical health ain't in the right place, or your finances or your spiritual life ain't in the right place, and they're all spinning out of control, at some point, it may not happen immediately, but you gonna go off the road.
We have the right circles. We have the right people.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we allow the distractions to mess up what we building.
Yeah.
A lot of times people let their emotions get the best of them, man.
Yeah.
And it takes them out. And they don't even know how to start over again.
Focus on your attention. What are you paying attention to throughout the day? Because I'm a strong believer in, there's this saying that energy flows where your attention goes.
Yeah, keep getting better with time, ready to shine in a new state of mind. Destined by design, yeah. With no delay, we can get it started. Get you ready like it was your morning coffee. Come and get inspired and let's get to talking. This is what you wanted, let's go. Hey, take it to a level that you never seen. Hey, but don't be surprised, this your destiny.
My brother Mike got to say we live, man.
We back, brother. We back.
Hey, welcome again to another episode of Destined By Design Podcast. Your boy Wes, my brother C, and this lady we got joining us again. I feel like at this point she don't need no introduction.
Nah, she made a good introduction last time.
And at the end of the day, if it was my way, she'd be a permanent fixture on the spot. Real. But if you're new to the channel, we welcome in Miss Shameka Smith back to the podcast.
Welcome back.
I appreciate you. Welcome back. What's been going on with you since the last time, though?
Oh, man. Been too busy, really.
For sure.
We talked about the other day, balance, and just trying to get back
every day
in alignment. I'm trying to get back in alignment, y'all.
100%. 100%.
Every day.
It is definitely something that we want to discuss today. Just talking about being in alignment with mind, body, and spirit. So, just not even waste no time. Like, what does being in alignment, mind, body, and spirit look like for you?
For me, man, everything is just flowing.
Yeah.
Alignment to me just means what brings you joy, doing what brings you joy. And it could be the little things. So just depending on the day, I could wake up and just starting my day off at the gym can make me feel good. Like, I know if I get up early enough to get to the gym before I gotta go to work or before I get my day started, that energy is just flowing and I'm good. Like, it sets the tone for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And that's just one day. And then one day it might be just, the other day I just got up and was like, I need to be outside in nature.
No doubt.
I went outside, I went for a walk. And I was just like, all right, I'm good now. Like, I got my thoughts together and I felt like the rest of the day flowed.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Little things like that. But things that get me, that mean health is very important to me. Fitness is important.
Yeah.
And just trying to gather my thoughts and keep my mind positive and stand, in the flow of things.
It's not always easy though, right?
Yeah.
It's not easy.
No.
For me, it's constant reminding myself that I need to be in alignment. You know what I mean? Because like sometimes I remember the last time you was on, you told me you got to wake up and you got to be intentional. Set your intentions. And the other day we was out, I told you I actually been doing that, bro. Like before, I'd get up, I just go on about my day, setting no intentions. I just kind of let the day come, and then I realized, bro, like throughout the course of the day, I'm exhausted, bro. Like from the jump, I have no energy, right? So just kind of setting my intentions, going on about my day, trying to align myself. Like, okay, what's the things that I need to do, right? Because you got to make sure that you're in check mentally, physically, and emotionally. Doing all those check-ins, bro, and I do it literally even on the way to work now, bro. Like sometimes, I'm telling you, yo, like
it don't matter what time of day.
And before I was just listening to music, vibing out, jamming, bro. I don't do that no more, yo.
Okay.
I'm literally taking the time to kind of check in with myself on all areas, bro.
Yeah. I'm proud. I'm proud of you.
I agree with Smitty, though. I think we at an age now where we gotta set the tone
for sure.
And I think the best way is doing that is like when you wake up. Yeah. I used to always say when I wake up, I say I need God to guide me to my excellence. But I think more now, I need a little bit more. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be more direct. Yeah. Like she says, like the gym. Man, I'm a totally different person when I'm not in the gym.
You always said that.
I think that shit is law.
No doubt.
Like,
at this point.
Like even today, like I caught myself literally running on the football field.
Wow.
Son, like,
the last time.
And no, like I've been doing like this little track. Miss Blair, you know, who we work with.
Yeah.
She was like, D, maybe change it up. Test yourself in some different. And I was like, what you mean?
Shout out to Miss Blair. She's amazing.
Yeah, great lady. Really has been helping me more than she even know. But like, she was like, the weight thing cool, like lifting and all that, but do something that's going to challenge you.
Yes.
And the day, like, I got out there and I was like, I'm just going to run some half gassers. And when I'm thinking it, like, it seemed like the right thing to do. I ain't going to lie to you. Like, it seemed like it. So I'm out there, I'm stretching, I'm doing my thing. But as I'm doing it, like, of course, this is not 2012, 2011 where mother would just go.
But
the fact that the pace was steady.
Yeah, dog.
And I completed the task. Yeah. And then went to the gym afterwards. Like, I went home and, like, just the whole sweat, the sauna. Yeah. We talked about that before.
Love the sauna.
I don't care who you are, but if you could step in that sauna, that's another place where you can process your thoughts, especially with alignment. Because, like I said, you got to set the tone, but it just does better for the body because you getting that toxic out. All that shit that you ain't supposed to do, the drinking, smoking, you getting it out. But this the sauna, but it's just allowing you to get your health together and get your mental right. Yeah. So now I definitely get you with the fitness part because I need it. Like I tell people all the time, like, I don't know how you can't focus on your health because if your health ain't right, then the others don't line in either. So
you ain't never lie, bro.
I definitely get what you saying.
And I want to add to, there might be days that you can't get up and go to the gym as bad as you want to. You can, lift yourself up to go, pump yourself up to go, but it's okay if you don't make it, right? It is okay. So I want people to know, like, don't get discouraged or down on yourself if you don't make it that day. Like, you're used to going Monday through Friday. It's okay if you take a day off, and we all need a rest anyway.
Most definitely.
So that's a fact.
There needs to be something different that you can do. I feel like it's important to have more than one thing that gets you going.
And it's funny that you say that because I've been getting back, and I got this from this dude.
Okay.
Before, like him, like he always talk about reading. Yeah. Never been my thing. I've never been a book guy. Even in school, college, hey, do that for me. Yep. But shout out to you know who you are. Give me to John Smith. Yeah. But I just been reading like a lot of like life books. Like I'm listening to one joint now called How Do I Listen Better? Wow. I'm reading it right now. Like that's like, and I'm just like, damn, see. You are terrible. You won't be listening, son. Like, and I'm writing shit down. And I'm reading this, and I'm like, people have been telling me this shit for years, especially females. Yeah, but you don't listen.
So you've been listening to respond instead of listening to like receive the message.
Just more understanding how to listen. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So
it's
now,
a skill, man.
Yeah, and now instead of just firing back, like when people hit me with certain shit, I don't even fire back.
See, that's what I was saying. Like,
okay, I'm gonna
a lot of us listen just to respond, like ready for a response.
Exactly.
Like,
and silence kills people. Yeah. And that's one thing. Like, but it's like you got to be wise with it. You got to be smart because a lot of times, sometimes everything, especially with family, this is the main reason why I'm reading it.
Okay.
Because like sometimes, and I love all of them, but a lot of times I feel that we don't listen to each other, and I don't think I've been good at that. Like I always want to give you the cure. Yeah. This is what you need to do. But I ain't really listening to shit that you just said. But I'm going to give you a plan. And I was like, I don't listen. Yeah. Like, and when you sit back, and that's why I tell people all the time I'm big, like, and it's crazy because when you go into a cigar lounge and you see a lot of older dudes, and you've been there with me. For sure. A lot of them cats really just be chilling. Like, and but they listening to every conversation. 100%. Like, and I'm just learning, like, but that reading for me lately has been a good medicine, I'll say. It's been, and I'm even writing this shit down. Yeah. Like, I be at my part-time, they be like, D, what you doing? Yeah. Man, and I do like a chapter.
Are you listening to its audio or you got an actual
I'm reading
book?
I'm reading it, and I'm jotting it. Like, it's just something.
It's better to read it and have the physical book because I like to highlight and, like you said, write stuff down than listening.
Oh, I can't do that.
Really?
But I think in our field, because we deal with people so much, for sure. And I think just the direction, I think that's even allowing us up better to be better at our jobs. Yeah. Oh, so it's just that's why I say this alignment thing can go in so many. So when I was writing, then I'm like, damn, that's helped me out with these kids because we dealing with so many different things. When y'all dealing with adults, it's just sometimes it's best. Let me just listen. Even though I know some of them gonna give me that bull, but let me listen, and then I'm gonna take a.
Your response will be different too.
And that motivation interview was perfect. Yeah. And then you start. That's what I'm saying. Because before I would not. I just be firing off. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what you need to do. Just stop it. I didn't stop it, so I know. Why am I telling you to stop it? Exactly. But how, like, just referring, like, how would you do that differently? You know what I'm saying? So it's that reading been. As I say, I got it from him because that book ain't never been me. I ain't never been in that wave, man.
I feel you on that, man. Yeah. Just kind of like moving the conversation along, Shameka, when you came here before, you were talking about manifestation. I mean, it got a lot of feedback just because I think people don't really give manifestation and the power of it the credit that it deserves, right? Because you can really manifest your perfect life. Like if you are really intentional about saying what you want, I feel like the universe kind of works that way. Like that's the secret. Like if you focus your intentions on it fully and you want that thing to kind of come to you, like it eventually will. You just have to be a little bit more consistent with it, right? Yes. So just to kind of ask the question, like, how does manifestation work with alignment? Like how does it come to you?
I think
like
they're
that?
hand in hand.
Okay.
You can't manifest anything if you're not in alignment.
Sure.
Think about it. Like if your energy is off and you're feeling down and low, you know, your thoughts are going to be negative. Your thoughts are going to be off. So how can you be? You're not in alignment.
Yeah.
And if your thoughts are off, you can't manifest anything anyway. Like you
For
said,
sure.
you have to be thinking positive. So it's hand in hand. You have to center yourself. Alignment is about balance. Like all of that's connected.
No
balance.
Doubt. Yeah.
You know, flowing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's hand in hand. It goes together. It's connected.
I've been trying to work on that, honestly. You know what I mean? Just thinking about things that I want in life, right? And I kind of go overboard a little bit, right? So I'm not gonna lie because I've always been grandiose in my thinking, honestly. And I don't want to say that I kind of like overthink, but kind of a little bit. And so I think I'm just trying to figure out what's realistic, right? And then
what do you mean grandiose? Like
grandiose, like, you know, I kind of
There's no thoughts. I feel like you can manifest whatever you want. Don't think it's too big.
You know they say that.
Yeah,
like don't think it's unreal because it can happen.
They say
it can, but you gotta be like you gotta be realistic with this thing too, though.
You gotta believe it too, though.
I'm gonna let him go, but then I'm gonna play devil's advocate. But go ahead and finish what you're saying, though. Like
just like, you know what it is, man, is that I think I'm more so thinking on materialistic like level.
Oh, right? Okay.
Like I could be riding on the highway 66, bro, and something fly would ride by me, and I was like, "That's mine."
Yes,
right
that's
there.
Good.
That's my, and I would literally be sitting there driving my car, and I love it.
Yes.
Dark night, I love you outside.
Yes,
but I'll be riding, and I'll be just envisioning myself driving.
That's
that car
manifestation. That's what you're supposed to do. That's not. There's nothing wrong with
grandiose.
that. No.
Okay.
Not at all.
So I'm gonna continue to do this.
Yes.
I'm gonna continue to do it.
Well, I'm gonna play the other half of this.
Okay. What's the other half?
So, and I'm glad you said it because a lot of people gotta be real with themselves.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask and be direct what you ask them for, but you gotta be honest with yourself too. And I think for me, a lot of things that I think I've tried to manifest, the reason why I have not gotten yet, because they know I'm like he know
you're
I'm
not putting
ready.
the work in for it.
He know I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Like and it's crazy because when Wes texted me the question. Like, out of all of them, that's the one that kind of hit with me where I was like, I'm a good person. But am I honestly really ready for what I'm asking to manifest in my life?
I got something to say on that, but I ain't going to go yet. I'm going to let you finish.
Because we always, like, ask, like, I want a great woman.
Yes.
I want...
But are you a great man?
Yeah, like... and then you be like, are you ready for that great woman, though? Like...
For sure.
And, like, even with that, like... I manifest like I want a new job. I want to make this type of money.
No doubt.
But are you going to be disciplined enough to handle what come with that? Are you ready to walk the walk, talk the talk? Are you ready to deal financially to have that paper? Because like that's one thing I did with the last promotion I got. And I can honestly say now, like that's why I said this shit is full circle. Like I was just thinking, like I got certain things and I'm doing well, but I have not really been financially disciplined to align myself to move correctly. Like I shouldn't have to go hard as I do to be balanced. You feel what I'm saying? As far as financially. So I asked for these things, but I have not put myself in the right mind frame, discipline, putting things like I shouldn't be nibbling with the things I nibble with.
Right.
So that's why I mean, I love the people like you say ask for it, like it's never too high. But I want to be to the point where I want to make sure I'm in the right place.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
But that's what manifestation is. So because you want a good woman or because you want this house, you might not be good with finances, but because you want that, you're gonna put yourself in a place to get that house. So you're gonna become a better man. You're gonna become, more financially stable.
So I think I'm at the point now where when I'm manifesting, I need to start saying to myself directly, like, yo, how do I become better? I need to be better.
Yeah,
it's
important to talk to yourself
and
ask yourself those questions. Those are important questions to ask yourself.
You gotta ask yourself, like I want some real shit, bro. Like, this like I'm saying, when you gave me this, I was like, damn,
brother,
I'm gonna have to be on the devil advocate side with this shit because like when we ask him for this, you have to really be clean with yourself. Like
that's a fact, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Like what you said with the car. In your mind, you can't think, oh man, but I ain't financially ready for that car. You can't think like that. That's gonna mess up your manifestation.
See, that's the thing.
Because
that thing ride past me, I'd be like, well, that's clean. Treat your car right now.
Yeah.
Like it's, And
you know what? Damn, you right. Because, and this is what I tell people all the time. How can you ask for something if you're not taking care of what you got right now?
Exactly. Why would you get blessed with a better car if you're not taking care of the car you got now?
That's a fact. Listen, while we talking about cars, I kind of liken being in alignment to a car because naturally you have to get your will alignment changed, right?
No doubt.
And so when I'm thinking about manifestation, once you're perfectly aligned, I feel like those things should be able to flow to you more freely because everything is in alignment. You just think about it when you're driving your car. If your wheels ain't spinning all at the same time, you start to feel that shit all in the wheel.
Oh, I've been there.
You be like, yo, I'm about to run off the damn road. And like similar like that, just in life, bro, if everything ain't going in the right direction, if your mind ain't in the right place or your physical health ain't in the right place or your finances or your spiritual life ain't in the right place and they're all spinning out of control, at some point, it may not happen immediately, but you gonna go off the road and wonder, how the hell did I get here? And the one thing I didn't know about this, bro, because honestly, I don't know shit about cars. We talked about this last time. I don't know nothing about cars. I kind of felt some type of way when you say you know how to change a tire. It is what it is. I don't know.
I know how to do it, but I don't like doing
it. Look. So when I know for a fact, I'm not oblivious to when I feel a difference, right? Just like when there's a difference in your physical health and your mental, when you ain't right.
Yes.
You know it. You know when you ain't spiritually right.
Exactly.
In the physical world, you know when your car ain't feeling right. So it takes a lot more energy. And the mechanic taught me this. He said, you need to be coming in here to get checked regularly because he said, you don't even know. You just thinking that you saving money because you don't want to come in and get this will alignment. Your car is working harder than it has to. You're burning more gas. And you're going to end up
spending more money later.
And everything goes crazy. He said, you're burning more gas. You're burning your brakes more. So you're really just kicking the can down the road.
Because you ain't getting them rotated. So now your tires uneven.
So just think of that, bro. Like in life, like you got to make sure that you checking in on these things regularly because if you're ignoring one area, it's eventually going to manifest itself in some shit that you don't even want. You going to really look at your life and be like, where the hell am I?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where I'm at. You know what I mean? And so when you could just really just make sure that you're taking care of the things that need to be taken care of, because at the end of the day, bro, it's gonna benefit you in the long run.
Yes.
Right?
I agree.
So when I'm thinking about, and this is just me rambling now, but I'm on a roll. Go
ahead.
I'm on a roll now. When I was thinking about alignment and what it really meant to me, right? I try to always be like creative in it. And I did some research, right? And so when you was in school, your teachers always told you, like, when you're trying to figure out something, you want to figure out the who, what, when, where, and why, right? And so when I was thinking about alignment, I was like, bro, you need to figure out the same thing. So the when, and this is why I was coming back to you, the when is easy. It's all in God's time, right? That's the point. You be like, yo, at what point am I going to have it all together? Only God knows, bro.
Yeah.
Don't mess with that.
Don't. You got to be in the present.
Exactly. You got to live in the present. The next perfect thing is the who. These are the people that's supposed to be around you, right? Like when it was time for God to do his work, the one thing that he made sure that he had surrounded him was the right people. He had to pick 12.
Yeah.
But he already knew one of them was shit. But he knew that.
He knew it before he knew it. Yeah.
He said, you gonna deny me 3 times. You know what I'm saying? But he made sure the right people was around him. So when you're in alignment, everybody just needs to understand, like, and we talk about it all the time, bro, making sure your circle is small. And I imagine you the same way.
Same way.
At these points in our life, you can't afford to have people around you that ain't in alignment. And we talked about it in our episode with balance. Like, everybody can't go there.
Yeah.
There are going to be plenty of people that you're going to have to leave behind because they're not aligning with what you want to go to. And honestly, you will never get to the level that you're supposed to be at if you don't get those people out your way, bro.
And you know, it's crazy. Damn, I don't know why I'm going so devil's advocate too much today. It's crazy because, you know, we know. But a lot of times we like to entertain what we know is not right. And, you know, a lot, especially for the fellas.
Yeah.
You know, I'm throwing myself out there too.
Yeah.
I know I shouldn't be doing this. I know I shouldn't even respond.
Yeah.
To the DM or the text.
No,
like,
brother.
I know before we even meet each other that this ain't the right for me.
Yeah.
But it's just sometimes we entertain the wrong things. And them things is why, like you said, them steering wheels start.
And sometimes those are tests.
Those are tests.
They are tests.
And I think sometimes, like you said, like you were saying about the manifest, I think a lot of times when we say whatever's not for me, remove it.
No
and
doubt.
He does it.
No doubt.
But then you get those tests. And you know, when I was a little kid, I'll never forget, I was in church, man. That's why I was in church heavy with my mom.
Sure.
This lady, I forgot her name. And you know, it's crazy. My mom sees it. She going to know exactly what I was talking about. I think I was like 15, 16. She said, you know what's going to always mess you up as you go on your journey? That red dress.
Always.
Going to always catch your eye.
No doubt.
And it's and she was like, I'm not even talking about the dress. She was like, just that woman is gonna be always your kryptonite because you're gonna entertain things
for sure
that you like.
You ain't had no business.
And that's why I think the last podcast we talking about what we're looking for, what we need in our life.
For sure.
But we gotta, like I said, you gotta just be honest with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times we have the right circles, we have the right people. Yeah. But a lot of times we allow the distractions to mess up what we building.
Yeah, no
and
doubt.
what we're entertaining. Because we're walking the right path. We know right from wrong.
Yeah.
But we'll let that thing that distracts us the most or what we like that we know not right.
For sure.
Throw us off our manifestation. So that's what I understand.
We talked about it probably in one of our earlier videos, man, just about the why, right? Like and I feel like that's like the purpose, right? Like you got to figure out why you need to be in alignment. And once you know why you need to be there, I think it's a little bit easier to kind of get people out of your space that don't need to be there.
But you got to figure out the no.
Yeah, you got to
know your purpose.
Yeah, you have to know.
You gotta know
like 40 years old, they still don't know what they want out of life.
They don't know what they're here for.
Yeah. We see them every day.
And we're all here for a reason. We all have a purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's about finding your purpose.
And also being in the right place. Because there's plenty of people that are in certain situations, whether it be just job-wise, relationship-wise, you ain't in the right place to be in alignment. Keep it real. So you got to move. Yeah. And that's scary, though.
Yeah, it is.
That's
it is. I never realized how many unhappy people it was.
Yeah.
Like, and I peep this when I'm doing well, like when I'm moving forward, and I'm like in that great, like you said, positive energy. I'm just coming across a lot of people just ain't happy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn.
And the more you become in alignment, you start to feel that energy. Like you can walk in a room and feel the negative energy.
Yeah, like
no doubt.
It's there. Like you're not even looking, but it just boom. You're like, oh.
But you're also gonna what recently happened to me is you're gonna attract more good people too, and more people that's on your path.
That's true.
And I think sometimes when you are when you are getting in line, you're finding balance. I think people they see it.
No doubt.
So sometimes they're coming to you because they want that energy.
Of course.
And sometimes we have to remember because you can burn yourself out. You can give it to so many people.
Yes, bro.
And you're trying because you're just trying to be a good person.
Yes.
Bro, I swear to God.
I have a perfect example.
Yo,
go ahead.
Okay, you can go.
You're trying, yeah.
So I went down to Virginia Beach this past week, and I went down to get breakfast by myself. In my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna sit with myself. I'm gonna eat. It's next to the water.
Right.
Like I'm gonna enjoy this meal. It's a big window, and as soon as I'm walking to the table, this lady's like, "Excuse me." She's like, "Are you by yourself?" And I'm like, "Yes." And she's like, "You want to sit with me?" And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like I really needed this me time, but this lady something's telling me I need to be there. I need to go." So I went and sat with her, and she poured out her heart and was crying. And it was just, she wanted to give me a message. She was letting herself out. She's going through divorce and stuff like that. But she wanted me to let me know, like, as a young woman, you know, just to make sure you're loving yourself, the stuff that we talk about.
Wow.
And I'm sitting here, you know, giving her, and I didn't even get a chance to tell her that I was studying to become a counselor.
Sure.
But like I felt like this was my test, like, you know, and I'm glad I sat there. Like I didn't need that time to myself right then and there. You know, she needed that. She's like, thank you for letting me pour myself out to you. And I was like, no, you're fine. And it was just, I don't know, it was a great moment. But I felt like that was, in my mind, I was like, dang, what if I would have just like, nah, like I'm good, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna sit over here. You know, she needed that. And I'm happy I was able to do that for her.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing, bro? Like how you ain't even looking for it, right? You were focused on what you wanted to do. You wanted to go down there and just be by yourself. But it's amazing how when you're in your purpose or when you're in alignment, like the opportunities to impact somebody else would just flow to you. Like imagine that. You know, that doesn't normally happen, bro. I think I said one time it happened to me when I was in the shopping mart. I don't know if I remember you telling me that story.
That was Giant or something.
Yeah, I was in Giant minding my business. And similar, I'm just chilling and this guy just approached me and he was like, hey, can I talk to you? And I was just like, why, bro? Because normally you just thinking they want money.
They want something.
But he went outside and he was just telling me he is in so much pain and he just will need somebody to talk to. And at that point, I'm looking up at God because I'm just like, imagine that. Like you got to really be. You really got to be called, or there has to be a calling on you for somebody to see that light on you, right? And then to want to, maybe she truly did want to give you some words of encouragement, right? Or to just say something to you.
And she did, because through her experience in her divorce, what she learned through that in her 50s, like she was married for 23 years, you know, she was able to give me that wisdom of like, you know, what to make sure you're doing in a relationship. Like make sure you don't let yourself go and you still love yourself and you still get your me time and within a relationship. Like don't lose yourself, because she said she lost herself in a relationship.
Let me tell you this. I was listening to a YouTube video by Dr. Miles Monroe, right? Just an amazing speaker. And he was talking about singleness and how you need to appreciate being single. He said there's plenty of people in the world married that had no business being married, right? Singleness is a time for you to really figure out how to become whole. There's this myth about singleness, like if you're single, oh, you must not be good enough or something like that, or something must be something wrong with you.
Right.
And he says, so people have this notion that I always have to find my better half, not knowing that when you find a half, all you guys are doing in each other's relationship is just pouring yourself into one person, and now you're empty. Now that person got to pour into you. And so there's never really whole. Anybody that's full, and y'all are content as two individuals. And so everything that you give to him or that he gives to you, it's overflow. That's how it should work.
Yeah.
But everybody's going back. So when it doesn't work out, all you do, and I imagine, I've never been in the room when divorces are going forward, but I imagine all they do is go back and forth about what one person did or did not do for the other. So then you have what they call irreconcilable differences is what they call it. And it's like, how is that possible? How can that woman be married for 23 years and you can't reconcile with a person that you spent that much time with? Right. Because it was too much of this. It's too much going back and forth.
Not only that, when she got out of that, as she's getting out of it now, she also realized that she had trauma that was unhealed. And she's realizing that now.
See?
She had a mask over it this whole time because she was giving to her husband and her kids. Giving.
And that's what it is. And you never take care of yourself when you're in that kind of state. And honestly, you just assume that it's your duty as a man or a wife that you're supposed to give the person that you've committed your entire life to those things. Not taking into consideration that, I still need to make sure that I'm a whole person and I'm taking care of myself. And I don't think that's selfish whatsoever.
Not at all.
No. Whatsoever. If you decide that I am going to make sure, regardless of whatever y'all got to do, I got to, because that's why people will literally, hey, babe, I'm going to work and don't come home. You don't see that man for another day and a half. That man done went somewhere and trying to find himself. You know what I mean? And you don't ever want to be in that situation. Right. But that's crazy though. I'm glad you brought that up, man. Just because I was just thinking about that, and it makes me just. I don't know, man. It just because I'm not married, right? It gives me a little pause, because I told you guys when we were out eating the other day, man, I was just like, man, I feel like I should be here and there. I feel like I should be married. I feel like I should have kids. I feel like I should have everything. And I told my cousin Gordon, he was a guest on our podcast a few times, the same things. He said, Wes, stop shoulding all over the place. I said, what you mean? He was like, when you telling me all this, all you're doing is shitting all over your accomplishments. He's like, bro, look at your life. He's like, look at what you're able to do, right? Look at the things that you've accomplished in your life. When you say I should have all this, you discredit everything that is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, bro, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna stop shitting all over the place because I should be grateful and I should have some gratitude. Which is another question for you, Shameka. Just what's the role of gratitude in alignment? Because I feel like you can't truly be in alignment in all areas of your life if you're not at least just grateful for what you are, where you are right now.
Mm-hmm. So like you said, you have to be grateful for everything. You have to appreciate everything, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like with gratitude comes blessings.
No doubt.
Right?
100%.
If you're not grateful for what you have and you don't appreciate what you have, and just to add to what you were just saying, why would you get more blessings, or why would you if you don't appreciate what you have now?
Man. For sure.
That's hard though.
Man, what?
It's hard.
100%.
Even though everything that I've got, everything, I think everybody every day, I think it's hard to embrace, just to enjoy the waking up process in the morning. I think we take that for granted. Because somebody didn't today.
It's so funny, man. It's to the point now when I'm on my way to work, I go back to when I was in church. Everybody stand up, giving their testimony.
Yeah.
I rise, giving honor to God. Thank you, God, for starting me on my way. Food on the table, clothes on my back. But I recite this now because I'm like, and you're 100% right. There's plenty of people that can't get up because they don't have activities of their limbs. There's people that don't have food. There's people that don't have a lot. That's just being grateful for the small thing. I'm on my way to work.
We were talking about that when we went out to eat. Like, just we don't realize everything that we have, even just the hot running water.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like the refrigerator that's working. It's cold. God.
I really think you gotta get back to the basics with that though.
Yeah,
people have
that's
to get
real.
back to basics, like, Lord, I thank you.
Yeah.
I don't think we do that enough. I don't think we so used to back when we was younger, our parents, like you say your little prayers, like thank you, like what I'm saying. But I think you have to really set the tone when you waking up and everything, like, man, I'm just thankful.
Throughout the course of the day. And because we work with people, you would think it would just come easily because obviously you're in the mental health field, right? So you see a lot of people just being closed in your right mind, right? Because there's plenty of people that decided, hey, I'm going to smoke this real quick, and they stuck for the rest of their life. There are people that are addicted to certain substances that, for the most part, they are normal people. They just happen to have ingested something, and now they're going down a path of addiction, and they can't get out of it. So they're in a cycle, in a spiral, right? So just being thankful that, God, I just thank you that I don't even have the urge to pick nothing up. Or my life, I ain't going through nothing.
Well, for the everyday person, I think it goes back to, it's so much going on.
Yeah.
Like, we fall for this. We in there 24/7.
For sure.
We focused on what I got to do when I get off, what I got to do before I get there, what I got to do when I'm at work. Like, what am I doing? Like, we forget the small wins.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, we forgetting. Like, we not, that's what I'm saying. So, once again, we allow the distractions to just take away from just them little victories.
Right, you ain't never lied.
And I think that's just, it all comes together with alignment and balance.
No doubt.
Like,
balance,
and being
alignment.
true to yourself.
No doubt.
And a lot of times, like you said, all this goes together, but the gratitude of it, it's hard to find gratitude in something when you're not being real with self.
Yeah.
And you're not embracing the wins of what you already doing, bro.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And a lot of things, and a lot of times emotions take over that gratitude.
Yes.
You don't feel like you even good enough for that.
I was just about to say that. Everything that you're naming can knock you off from being in alignment because you're thinking about work. You get into that pattern of wake up, work. After work, I got to run errands. I got to get home. I got to make sure I'm paying the bills. I got to make sure my car, I got to get an oil change. Shoot, I got to. All these things can knock you off your flow of alignment, right?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Like she's saying, you can be winning so well. Like, motherfuckers
can see you winning.
They can see you win, but in your mind, I ain't doing shit really. You're not even happy. I used to tell people all the time, I used to tell you, I'm not satisfied.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's crazy. I just got to that point of understanding and being okay from where I'm at. But like I said, you allow so much other things to not to distract you from that. And we hold on to so much. That's another thing. You hold on to so much that you got to that you refuse to let go.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it overtakes for you to even be grateful, bro.
The one thing I can say is what I've learned when becoming alignment and centered and balanced is when those tough times come, when I fall off and you can feel it. When you're not in alignment, you can feel it. When you're used to being in alignment. Yeah. So when I catch myself and I get into those hard times and those stressors, now that I know what alignment feels like and what I need to do to be in alignment, it goes from, my mindset's different. So when things get tough, instead of me being like, oh, dang, like, man, blah, blah, I'm more positive and I can find my center again. Yeah. Like, it's easier to get back in flow now. Yeah. And I don't beat myself up like I used to. Nah. Because we're all, no matter how good of a person you are, you can be in alignment, perfect. We're all going to have our lows and our negative and our bad times. We're all going to have but how are you going to react to it? That's what it's about. Yeah, your reaction to it. You going to let it beat you up and make it worse? Or are you going to get back in alignment? Like, I know what to do, get back in alignment, get back in my flow. Let me get back, Yeah, so what you're saying is you actually believe that it's possible for you to remain in alignment even though you possibly got hell going on in your life. Yes. Because we all been through it, brother. Yes. I try to tell you. Yes. We all seen it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. To be honest. And I might be alone in this, man, but I truly felt like when I was going through certain periods of my life, I honestly didn't even care what the hell was going on, bro. I was just allowing it to happen. There was no alignment, bro, because sometimes it just get too crazy. Exactly. You get that mindset. But are you under the other assumption that it's still possible to maintain that? And if so, I mean, please share with me how, because I just... Absolutely. I let go of the wheel. I do. I swear to God. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think you definitely can stay in alignment. We're here to learn lessons. Sure. So we're always going to go through stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So once you're in alignment, like I said, it's how you react to the thing. It's how do you react? How you react. It's our reaction. So we could choose to be happy. We could choose to be mad and angry. Right. We could choose to be stressed. We could choose, we could choose to be stress free. Yeah. So it's all in how you handle the struggle or handle the lows when they come. Yeah, no doubt. That's it. I know for me, and I'll just say, like, when I'm stressed mentally, I know for a fact I'm not worried about my physical health, bro. Like, I'm really not. I'm really not. So you got to stop that. Exactly. I'm not worried about that. And then I start feeling like, okay, let me just go ahead and get my spiritual life back, and then that fall off. And so it takes everything to fall off for me to, like, really hit a bottom, for me to be like, whoa. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a lot of people do that in life. They wait till they hit rock bottom before they decide to get back together. Get back into the mix. Yeah. For sure. You just got to figure out, I mean, crisis is going to come, bro. No doubt, brother. Things going to try to knock you off. Mm-hmm. Death. Yeah. Things like that. I think it's like you say, it's just the keys to how do I remain in line. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to say be numb to it. For sure. But you have to figure out what works for you. No doubt. Because you, like I said, it all goes back into one. But I think the emotional releasing, how to release emotions is the key. Okay. Mm-hmm. No doubt. You have to, because losing somebody, I can't tell y'all how to feel. You know what I'm saying? Bro. I can't tell you, like, there's people that have lost people 5-10 years ago and still holding on to that like it happened yesterday. Absolutely. Yeah. So I can't tell you how to feel, but what I can say is you just got to, like you said, you have to figure out what gets you, like you said, you don't worry about your health. Yeah. Maybe that's what's going to keep you to get through that. And you ain't never lied, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never lied. Because when you putting that rice in your body, it's a smoother process. I'm telling you. Like, and I've learned that. I learned that right now, when I got a lot going on, I try to juice. And what I mean, like, I do the fruit juice cleansing. Yes. Because I know I got so much going on. Mm-hmm. So the only thing going to keep me moving is that nutrition part. No doubt. Because I don't want to go to no gym. So let me do this I don't like doing. Yeah. So you just got to just find that balance. It all, like I say, find that balance. But a lot of times people let their emotions get the best of them, man. Yeah. And it takes them out. Mm-hmm. And they don't even know how to start over again. Mm-hmm. Are there certain signs for you when you kind of know when you're out of balance, or is it just like... I'm tripping. Okay. I'm tripping. Are you tripping? I'm tripping. I'm angry. Mm-hmm. I ain't answering my phone. Yeah. I'll tell you in a minute, I don't even want to talk to you. Like you know, you know what I'm saying? And I isolate. And I think that has been my biggest kryptonite lately. I'm getting back to that where I try to get away from it. Okay. But I've been isolating myself. Okay. And sometimes I feel like that's protecting
the people around me.
Mm-hmm.
That way,
you don't want that energy to rub off on them.
Yeah, I don't want to lash out. I don't want to say something I know I don't mean.
That's true.
I don't want you to even see me like that. So that's a man's pride.
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, and that's. I hear a lot of people have been speaking on this because I think June was mental health. Was it June? Men's mental health month. And like, to be honest, men hold on to a lot of shit, man.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? We face a lot of things because in our minds, we're built to think we're supposed to provide, take care, and protect.
For sure.
So when we feel like financially we're not doing that, it weighs on a man. Like it just weighs, and I feel like a lot of times that we just got to figure out, like I said, find out, like you said, the health thing is your thing, but a lot of times we have to be able to vent, and we don't have a lot of places where we can vent.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I'm learning that. Like as I told you today, I picked up the Bible app and did a plan. Like I did a plan today. You know what I'm saying? I went to the Bible. Let me find a plan, and I ain't did that in a minute.
Yeah, I ain't did that either.
We talked about that last podcast. Like it's important for everybody. I feel like everybody needs an outlet, somebody to talk to.
For sure.
You can't hold it in. It's nothing good comes with holding it in.
But you know, as a man, when he venting, mother look at you like, what the nigga going through?
And
Like,
that's
sure,
not-
you all right? Man, toughen up. You know?
We got to get away from that.
Yeah.
We got to. That's
the thing. And I tell people all the time, you have to find that person where you feel most comfortable that you can be vulnerable with.
For sure.
Because it's hard to be vulnerable with just anybody. Because and that's why I say all the time, I'm not trying to be rude, but like if I ever do find that other special person again, and I do open up to you, please don't use it against me.
I was going to say, that's the worst
please
you could do.
Don't use it
That's
against
the worst
me.
you could do to
Because
anybody.
An argument or something, and you be like, that's why you do, and that's why you going through. You know what? Let me go ahead.
Let me go close it up.
Yeah.
Close up shop.
This ain't it. This ain't going to work again. I'm out.
Yeah, that ain't going to work.
And you have to, and it goes for females too. For sure. If you're gonna open up to me, I have to be able to listen and understand this is what you need.
No doubt.
But like I sort of say, it's vice versa. But we have to be able to open our mouths. It's too many people every day holding shit in, and it's killing them.
Yeah.
Because it's shit from when it happened to them when they was young.
Yeah, no doubt.
And they 37.
And that's the thing too. I'm glad you said that, man. Because similar to what you were just talking about, like that woman that was married for 23 years, she didn't address that trauma. That trauma probably happened before she got married, bro. Before she had the kids, right?
She said she had a lot of anger built up since she was a kid.
So you gotta address that stuff, man. You really gotta get that off your chest. There's no way in the hell, like you could keep your car on the road and know that you got some shit going on. But until you address it and really kind of get to the root cause of what's going on, you're never truly gonna get to where you ideally could be.
Right.
And that's the point.
But another point to make is she's in her 50s and she's finding herself and all that's happened and she's learning. It just goes to show you that it's never too late.
Ah, man,
it's never too late. Like now she has a therapist. Like she's feeling, she's finding herself.
Yeah.
So that's okay. I mean, if she chooses to get married again, she can. Yeah. You know.
No doubt. Yeah. It ain't never too late.
Yeah. People just have to understand if you want to get in line, you want to do what you're trying to do. You got to address the things that you don't want to address. Yeah. And that's the hardest thing sometimes because you could be the problem.
You can hold yourself back.
Yeah, and people are doing it, and that's what I'm saying, man. And you seeing it more and more. Like mental health is at an all-time high.
Oh yes,
tell me about it, brother.
Self-abuse, suicide,
for sure.
It's motherfuckers just stuck. It's motherfuckers just go to work, come back and miserable. Get right in their PJs. Soon as they clock, they go and just sit in that couch and don't move. There is no positive. There's nothing that's getting you out that funk.
Yeah, for sure.
And they just sitting in it.
For sure.
And it's, like I say all the time, it's a new, like, I'm like, kind of like with these kids with the fentanyl thing, you can continue sitting in that mess. Yeah. Either you're going to get out of it or it's going to kill you. And it's the thing that I tell people all the time. You can fix it. Or you get it together, or you could just sit there and just dwell in it. But just understand the world is moving.
Mm-hmm. You ain't lying,
June 27th was yesterday. Mm-hmm. So you can sit in that shit all you want. But July 1st going to be, I want to say Monday, Sunday or Monday. You know what I'm saying? So we already passed the halfway point.
Yeah, for sure.
We going into the 7th. You know what I'm saying? 7th month.
Yeah, you ain't know.
I'd be damn if we talking about this same shit in December. Hey, Wes, I'm still trying to align my finances.
Yeah.
Hey, what you just told me in June.
At some point.
What steps have you made towards that?
So no doubt.
It's just a process, though. But we got to get out of this.
I'm glad you said that, bro. Like, it is a process, right? Like, I don't want anybody to
yeah,
exactly. I don't want anybody to misunderstand when we're saying you got to get it in line.
Yeah,
we're not saying that it's an easy thing to do.
It's
honestly,
not going to happen overnight.
It's not going to happen overnight. If you've been out of alignment in your spirit life or in your financial life or your romantic life for the last 30 years, you ain't gonna get it the next day, bro. It's gonna take you some time to kind of really figure it out. But as long
you
as
can't rush the process, but trust the process. Just trust it.
You have to. I've been saying that lately. Going back to it.
I'm trying to tell you, you cannot rush this process, bro. When I said that it's God's time, it is His time. Trying to fast forward and to get yourself to a place where you're not ready for, that's fool's work, bro. Like, you're ultimately gonna wind up somewhere in the wrong place. And I'm talking from experience, right? I wanted something so bad, bro. Like, I tried to force it. And when I tell you I fell on my face hard as hell, looking at everybody, and everybody was like, yeah, I could have told you that. And I was like, damn it, I ain't even gonna get into it, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, certain
but that
things,
was the lesson you needed.
It was a lesson that I 100% needed, bro. Because at the end of the day, like, you just can't force a thing, because if it's not in His will, it's not His perfect will. And I think I said this before. He'll permit you to go in certain areas of your life, right? There's a difference from permissive will and perfect will. He will permit you to go through hell. He ain't never said you wasn't going to go through it. He just said, I never leave you while you go through it. But if you want to go that way, I got you, though. I see you on the other end. I'm going to give you everything you need to get through it.
Guide you.
but keep in mind, I had this in mind for you. And you
chose
that way. Yeah, 100%. So just being in alignment, it just gives you a clear path to what you ultimately are destined to have. But you got to work on it, man, because granted, we all go through stuff, right? We all go through things, but working on alignment, working on trying to get everything moving in the same direction, bro. That's the goal to really get to ultimately where He wants you to be. Another question I wanted to ask you. You're somebody, when we sat down, man, last time we talked, you were pursuing your LCSW. You got a lot of stuff going on. You're a person who has ambitions beyond this world, things that I didn't even think of. I was like, damn, I should have thought about doing that one time. You know what I mean? How do you balance, like, your professional ambition and, like, make sure, like, your personal well-being is all in order for you to be in perfect alignment? Because I imagine, like you, brother, you are someone who I honestly has probably exceeded things that you probably even thought that you were going to do. Do you allow that to kind of impact you? And this is kind of a question for both of y'all. Shameka, you go first. Like, how do you balance all that ambition? Because I imagine that it can be a little bit mounting, right?
Yes.
And it's pressure on those things, right?
Yes. So, like I said before, it goes back to not rushing the process. I had to learn. I had to realize not to put too much on my plate.
Sure.
One day at a time. I had to shorten up that list. I can't do all these things. I gotta do these things each day. And so I had to figure out to find that balance. I had to figure out how can I get through each day. I feel like it's important to make sure that you're doing something towards your goals. Like, it could just be a little bit. It don't have to be something like very grand. Like, so it could just be reading up on, like, if I want to start my business. Yeah. Even if I just take 5 to 10 minutes to read up on it and research on it before I start it, like, that's okay. Because I had so much pressure on myself that I was like, I got to get this done. Let me do this, and this. So I had to realize, like, it's only but so much hours in a day, and I have a lot going on. I got homework, I got this, I got work. Let me just set a little bit of time aside for each thing. It don't have to be, I don't have to put a whole bunch on my plate. So for balance for me is just making sure I do at least the little things. That's awesome. Yeah. So for me, that would look like making sure when I first, set the tone for the day when I get up in the morning. Whether it's going outside for a walk, getting that fresh air, or working out, hitting the gym. For sure. So I set that tone, and then it's like, okay, so I know I got to go to work. After work, okay, let me set aside time to start. Maybe today I'll just get my LLC for it. That's it. Yeah. Okay, I did something. Yeah. Recently I printed out a picture because I think we talked about it. I don't know if we talked about the group home on the last one.
I didn't want to say it, but I don't want to put too much out there.
I'm going to say too much, but it's getting, it's happening. It's a long time. And it goes back to, it's been a while. It didn't happen overnight. It's manifestation, visualization. And so recently I was like, you know what? Let me print this picture out because I have it. I have the house. Let me print this picture out because I want to manifest it sooner than not trying to rush it, but like I thought I would have it sooner. So like now I'm like, all right, I'm visualizing the address. I'm visualizing the just being in it. Like, you know, so I print it and I print it out, put it next to my bed so I can see it every day, every morning. And I'm looking at it because it's going to be mine. Yeah. So that was one step that I took just to help me with the manifestation of what I want. How'd
you even get to that? I just want people to understand, like, because when you told me about it, I'm sitting there, I'm looking at you, I'm like, that is an awesome thing. And I was almost mad at myself. I was like, why not think of something like that? You know what I mean? Like, how did that even get in your spirit to even pursue something like that?
Since I was a kid, growing up in Maryland and just, you know, all in the back of the car, always just going on these rides and seeing homeless people out. And I always was like, man, like, that's so sad. Like, I want to help them. Like, why are they like this? Why are they on the streets? Why don't I have a place to go? As a kid, I always wanted to help people. And I told myself I'm going to have a community center, a shelter or something, because I feel like stuff is always has to do with money. Everything costs. Sure. Everything costs. And I'm like, it's not fair. Like they don't have the money. Now they can't do these things or they can't have a place to live. So another goal of mine eventually is to open up a community center where kids can go. We worked with juveniles, and it's like they have nothing to do. Nothing to do. Their parents are working their butts off to provide, and they're just home, either taking care of themselves or the siblings. They have nothing to do, so they turn to gangs. So I'm like, if they could just go to a community center and not have to pay anything, because it's like half the times they can't get into sports because they can't afford it.
That's a fact.
They have nowhere to go. So it's like if they could just go to this community center and have fun and play games and play basketball and play, whatever. And not have to worry about, I can't afford to get in. The doors are just open. It gives them something to do. Kids need to be kids.
They gotta be kids.
Not out here taking care and raising their siblings or trying to rob somebody for money so they can feed themselves or their friends. Like I heard so many stories from juveniles, and I was just like, man, like this is what they're doing after school or not going to school at all. Like, if they just had a community center to go to. And a lot of them are good in sports.
Yeah.
I remember one of them was a beast in football. Yeah. And he just,
couldn't get it together.
Yeah. So, anyway, it started as a child, since I was a child. And when I got into this field, thankfully, it just ignited what I already wanted. Yeah. And I was like, oh, my gosh, this is so much needed for kids. This is so much needed for adults. Homelessness is just,
rampant. It's crazy.
Crazy. And mental health is just growing.
Yeah.
So how can I help? I'm around it. I'm in it. I'm working with clients, and I'm just like working with the clients, and I'm just like, man, like I had a client who didn't have anywhere to go, and the shelters were all at capacity, and I was just like, I need to start my business. I need to start my group homes. Like I've been wanting to. So that just like it ignited me, and I was like, okay, I'm starting it. I have to start it. So it goes back to like finding balance.
Yeah,
I already had a lot going on, but I'm like, I need to do something to work towards this because this has to happen.
Which is crazy because it's wild, because you can have dreams. It's amazing that owning a group home is something that you wanted to do as a child, right? And it's amazing that you are now in a place in your life where everything is in alignment, where now it's actually coming to fruition because you're setting yourself up. And sometimes, like when you have a client that is in need of housing and in the back of your mind, like I think God will send you things where he'll awaken things back and bring things back to your remembrance, right? We always have a purpose, and he'll allow something to flow into your life to reignite that. So that was amazing that you just said that, to be honest.
You're so right.
I actually need to do that too. I know my fiance does it all the time. Like anything that she wants, like she'll start her year. She'll write it down. She does that pretty much daily. She'll wake up,
that's so good,
listen to affirmations, and then she'll write in her journal just things that she wants to manifest in her life. But really what she also does is she does these things with her friends too. Sometimes they'll have vision boards, right?
Yes.
Because there's power in seeing what you want. So I think that's amazing too. You print out, the home, and you're now envisioning yourself in it, and that will allow it to flow more freely to you. Yeah, so that's something that I actually need to do. She always encouraged me to do that. She actually even has like her vision board on her phone. It's like her screensaver.
Wow.
So anytime she touches it, she's like, it's a constant
face-to-face
reminder.
Yeah.
And as much as, like you said, as much as we on our phones, you know what I mean? Like just imagine that everything that you want to manifest to yourself, you're clicking your phone and it pops up, and you can just constantly see it. It's
right there.
It's a constant reminder
that and we're talking about alignment. It's a constant reminder. I need to be in alignment with okay, I see this stuff. How do I get here? Right? You know what I mean?
And it helps you refocus, because what if you're having a bad day?
Exactly.
This is a reminder.
Come on now.
You know what? This is what I'm working towards. I'm not gonna let this bother me. Let me make sure
100%
and flow.
right when you came in, I was talking to you and I was like, "Yo, how was your day?" And you was like, "Oh, whoa." I mean, you will have days that will be more trying than others, and so you kind of need to have a constant reminder that okay, all this is for a purpose, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm not going through these days
for
no reason. Just to ask you, similar to what I asked Shameka, how do you balance your ambition? Obviously, we're at a point where, honestly, I'm proud of you. I told you when you first was promoted, like, because you obviously just in the field we work in, you don't usually see young men get to that position until later in their career. In their careers.
I think for us, for me, it's more of a, like, the young people that we work with don't get to see it.
Sure,
they don't get to see people that look like them. Actually, other than they're not just athletes, they're not just rappers, but you can actually succeed in other fields. But I think for me, I took fear out of it.
Okay,
I started. All right, I can do that. Like I was to the point where I can't be up there. Like they not gonna allow. I said it all the time. They not gonna let nobody that look like me make decisions that run this thing. Yeah, I said it. I remember Joyner used to get mad at me about that. Like because I was because I used to tell the kids in groups, like, yo, I never thought in a million years they'll like hire somebody that looked like me. And the fact that I have moved the way I have, I think just because once it's
so did you changed your mindset?
Yeah, I definitely changed my mindset. I took fear out of it.
Yeah.
I took fear out of it, and I got more. I embraced the more of a let me keep on seeing how far I can go.
Yeah, no doubt.
And the crazy part about it is, like, a lot of times when people be like, "Are you gonna do this and this?" I'll be like, "Nah," but in the back of my mind, I'm just like I'm processing it.
No doubt.
But I think a lot of times I just had to take the fear out of it. Yeah. And it was crazy, like just listening when Smith was talking about the group home thing. I got a whole program.
You do, bro.
And I don't even talk about it.
Okay.
Like, I
ain't forgot.
Yeah, it's a whole LLC. It's already in the courts. Like, the paperwork. Good. I just got away from, like I said, I allowed the distractions
it's so
to
easy.
Take me from what I really know what I'm called to do.
What you're passionate about.
Yeah, like, there's always, like, people always be like, D, why you don't do that? And it's crazy because I want to say, I have a whole program in my garage.
You really do.
Like the 100%. Whole, the license you need, the things you got to do, like how many kids can go in a room, how many can go in the house, how many staff you need, what the salaries will look like. I got that from A to Z, man.
And it's amazing too.
Every time I walk out in my garage, I walk past it. And the crazy part about it, the only reason why I won't open it up, because I know I'm not ready to dial all the way in. But I do need to start opening it back up just to start putting it in place. Checking the list off. Well, let me start seeing if I can put this together. Because that is something, when it's all said and done, that is something I would like to see with me and a group of other people. Like a circle I can go in and actually run that together. Because I know I can't do it by myself because I got other things I want to do.
Right.
But if I can find the right team to do it. Like, I'm going to tell you a person, like, I don't mind putting together. I don't mind being like that secret investor.
Yes.
Hey, man, here the baby.
Yes.
I'll put this right here, but y'all go ahead and
go ahead and take care of
But
this.
don't mean I'm not here with you, because I go out there and we go promote this thing together, but I don't have to be the face of this. Like, I'm not big. I'm not that person where everybody got to know it's me.
Right.
Nah, I don't need that.
Yeah.
Like,
same.
But I think,
be in the background.
but that question you asked, I think a lot of times we don't take fear. I think we scared. We scared to set aside of just we get comfortable.
Yeah.
And for us, I think, especially in where we work at in that county, I was ready to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, no doubt. I truly believe that a lot of people don't achieve the things that they're destined to achieve and to have in this life because they allow fear to be a factor.
Yeah.
Right.
And you have to know, just because it's never been done don't mean it's not possible.
Yeah.
So you saying that, in the beginning, like, oh no, they're not gonna let me in this. Why not you?
That's real.
And I tell people all the time, like, I'm 10 years. It's gonna be, I want to say in October, it's gonna be 10 years for me. I think building relationships with people helps.
No doubt.
I ain't have to kiss nobody's ass. I ain't have to lie my way. I ain't throw nobody under the bus.
You was being yourself.
I've been myself since October, I want to say it's 2014.
Sharp, bro.
And I'm still myself. June 28th in that thing. I'm going to always be me. In certain things I know I'm just not going to change. I'm not going to change who I am. This is who you're going to get. But I do know it's time to be professional. And it's a time to be real.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm understanding it's still. And so, you know what I'm saying?
You think they different? Professional and real?
Yeah, because sometimes when you being real, the professional folks ain't ready for that. Because there's been plenty of time I'm like, hold on, let's listen here. You know what I'm saying?
Let's take a time out.
Yeah, but you just the balance, but you have to take fear out of it.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Similar with me, man. I remember when I applied to that GMU program, bro.
Yeah,
and the only thing they ever told me, they was like, bro, if you ain't got at least 15 years, they're not gonna let you into this program because it's for people that have invested a considerable amount of time that Fairfax feels comfortable investing that kind of money in you. And I was just like, I don't see it that way though. Keep it real. I was like, I don't think nobody can write or convince someone better than me in this paper. Yeah. So let me get a chance real quick. And bro, and I'm telling you, when I tell you, I cried when I got accepted because I was like, bro, everybody told me that it was impossible.
Was impossible, yeah.
It was impossible. And at that point, I will say we were probably, 7 years in, maybe, at that time, bro?
6 or 7,
6 or 7. You talking me, people telling me I got to be 15 years in? I sat back and I was like, y'all can't tell me nothing no more. There ain't nothing I can do at this point to keep it real.
And you know how many people would have taken that information, that advice, and just like not even apply. Like, let me get my 15 years and then giving up.
There are people that have decided not to even pursue certain things because someone told them that it wasn't their time or they gotta wait.
There are people who have died with their dreams.
100%.
You know?
Yeah.
There's a saying out there, the richest place in the world is in the graveyard because there are $1 million ideas.
I used to say kids that all the time. You know what I mean? Most over there millionaires.
100%.
Yeah, and then die with that same idea and don't nobody know it.
And that's real.
Yeah.
And that's real. Like, there's something to be said about just being in alignment. Because I think being in alignment, once you're in full alignment, there's nobody that can tell you anything about who you are, what you're doing, and where you're supposed to be because you're so sure about it. Yeah. Right? But when you're not in alignment, somebody can tell you, yeah, it's not your time. And you be like, yeah, you're probably right. Let me go ahead. And you'll miss your opportunity. That's the thing. Yes. That's the thing. Just keep relaying it back to the card, bro. If God gives you a plan, right? Or if you set a goal for yourself, let's do that. Because it may not be people that spiritual, but I'm just going to say, let's just say you set yourself a personal goal. I'm going to be this place, or I should be there at a certain place in my life. If you're not in perfect alignment, you may miss. You may show up so late that by the time you get to that point, like it's not even what you had in mind anymore, right? Because you should have been there 10 years ago. You know what I mean? You should have been there, and had you stayed in alignment, you would have gotten there, and it would have been exactly what you wanted. So now we got to it's like your GPS say we got to reroute you. You be like, God damn. And honestly, and that's a word for anybody that has wanted something and you ended up getting it, and it's not exactly what you envisioned it being. Just know that it's okay. Yes. It's not over. You've just been rerouted. Yeah. And now it's time for you to kind of get back in line and so you can get to a place where you're going to be happy. Because that's the end goal.
And know that's okay because, again, don't compare yourself to other people. Everybody's on their own path, their own journey. Just know that.
And that's the thing, too, because I know we talked about that before. And I told y'all, man, that's one thing that I try so hard not to do is to compare. And sometimes it's hard, obviously. But comparing yourself to other people, that's kind of, again, a fool's mission because you assume that you're in the same alignment. You assume you're on the same path and road. Right. And everybody's road to success is entirely different. Happiness. Happiness, because one person's destination for happiness is completely different from yours. Somebody's version of happiness is, I just want to own a home. I just want to have a family. And you probably want both of those things. But if you want both of those things, you're going to have to take a longer route around to get to that spot. And so, just being patient with yourself. I think when you're in alignment, you tend to be a little bit more patient because you kind of realize.
And also, while you're comparing yourself to other people, you don't know what they went through to get there.
That's a fact.
They could have had a tougher route. You just don't know.
Yeah.
You assuming.
You have no idea what it took.
Yeah.
That's real. You are assuming that it was easy.
Yeah, you have no idea.
And you have no idea what these people done been through to get to that. Because they probably done went through hell 2 or 3 times.
Sleepless nights.
To keep it real. And so that's a word for people too. Just be patient with yourself. Focus on yourself. That's really, if you don't take nothing else from this here podcast, this episode, focus on yourself.
And to add to focus on your attention. What are you paying attention to throughout the day? Because I'm a strong believer in, there's this saying that energy flows where your attention goes.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, I love that.
Yeah, that's going to be a nice reel.
Think about the thoughts that you have throughout the day.
Yeah, I like that.
Energy flows where your attention goes. You ain't never lied, bro, because I'm going to be honest with you. There are certain times where I feel like I was in the flow, and then I take my eye off the ball.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm sitting there thinking, like, I should have been way ahead in this certain area of my life. But you take your eye off it because you assume that it's going, and you know what I'm saying, you just assume that it'll be on autopilot at some point.
Right.
But you gotta focus on certain things.
Now
right?
you do. I mean, 2 things I can say, like you said, like just taking from this whole podcast, and like I said, we had a place where we're trying to get there. We there, but we trying to cut that ribbon. I feel that's where we at now. I feel that we are there. We know where to go. Sure. But I think we at a place now where we have to get real with our goals and make sure we are surrounding ourselves with the people to build the life that we're trying to go into. Yeah. I think that's, if you don't take anything else, because I feel like, and I tell people all the time, I think everybody I have circled myself around is there.
Sure.
But they now have to get to the point where how do I cut the ribbon and actually align myself and continue with that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to get real with this thing now.
Yeah.
There's no more talking. I'm real big. Some of us have the best talk game ever. Like I can talk you out of a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? But we got to be real with this now. Like we have to get real with our goals. Yeah. And we have to make sure we're building and setting ourselves up around the right people to build those and get to those goals and actually achieve them, bro. For real, man.
And honestly, Shameka, I ain't even gonna hold you. As soon as you get the keys to that group home, hey, Destined By Design showing up.
Yeah,
because we're gonna be there because we're gonna see you cut that ribbon, Sean.
I need to be there.
Because at the end of the day, that's a culmination of a childhood dream. Like that's the fruition.
Major achievement. Black woman.
Yeah,
major
business owner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Always for it. No
licensed
hate.
Therapist, you know what I'm saying? Amazing person, amazing mom, you know what I'm saying? Like it's love, man. And so you know, it's always good to see people that are working in their purpose and their alignment, bro, because then that's just motivation. Like, yo, Shawty could do it. Then why can't we, bro? Yeah. And so that's also the purpose of like surrounding yourself. Just making sure that you're surrounding yourself with positive people that are doing the right things, heading in the right direction, bro, because they will literally provide you with a roadmap. You know what I'm saying? Like follow these people's footsteps. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll be like, but you told me that. I was like, maybe.
So ever since she had said it at the restaurant, I have nearly looked at that container like, what the fuck am I doing?
Everything has a purpose. Everything has a reason.
She lit a fire. I'll say that. She lit a fire. And even through all the mess that we go through, for sure, the fire can't go out because you got to keep moving, man. You got to. You
like
have
I said, man, certain people will come into your life and to a certain point, man, just to reignite something that's
like
been,
that spark
that's been there all the time. It's like gasoline to a little flame. You know what I'm saying?
For real,
so
most definitely.
Burning.
Yeah, I appreciate you for that. Yeah, real
100%. But Miss Lady, I definitely, I don't even know what else to say. I mean, like the presence is dope. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate your presence. We appreciate everything you do.
I'm always happy to be here.
I don't think it's the last
Thank you for having me back.
It's definitely not the last one.
I don't think it's the last one. I think it'll be a part 3.
When I tell you it is
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I said Destined By Design, we definitely doing big things, bro. We trying to, you know what I'm saying, just put out positivity there. And when we get someone that wants to be positive and put positivity out to the world, we definitely open to that. And this for anybody, man, that want to come and holler at your boys, man. You know what I'm saying? Jump on the podcast, put some positivity out there. Drop us a line, man. Like, let's know. Let us know. You know what I'm saying? But we definitely appreciate anybody that's already subscribed to the channel. If you have not subscribed to the channel, I don't know what the hell you doing. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Find us on Spotify, Instagram, all that. Please. But yeah, man, we appreciate y'all. My boy C, Shameka Smith, it's your boy Wes. You know what I'm saying? Destined By Design Podcast. We holler at y'all later, though.
Appreciate you.
Peace.
seen. Ay, but don't be surprised, this your destiny.